Pick Central, the last day before the big game. Before we start with the show, I want to talk to you guys about the Barstool Sportsbook. This show is brought to you by the Barstool Sportsbook. Picks and parlays, Big Cat, Alprez, Marty, and other personalities to follow or fade. Daily odds boosts, including live in-game bets, move the line, plus teasers. Data and content to keep you informed. Easy and secure registration. Download today and create an account. $1,000 new player bonus. If your first bet loses, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Barstool Sportsbook is the best sportsbook out there. By far, easy to navigate the app. The casino in some states, they're not in every state, but the casino's fantastic. Me and Smitty both play it a lot, and Big Ev, actually.
Yeah, a lot.
So go get to Barstool Sportsbook and get $1,000 in bonus cash if with your first bet if you lose.
When's the Coin Boys back?
Well, the other Coin Boy moved 2 hours away.
They streamed the other day, Smitty.
We did stream the other day.
You did?
Yeah, we did.
Awesome.
It was nice. It's fun. I loved it. That's why I miss him living with me. It's because it's style. Go in your room and do it. But he moved 2 hours away.
On the Barstool Sportsbook, White Sox Dave and I will be streaming right after this. The program called Sit on My Ace will be live on Twitch.
Did you come up with that name?
Yes.
You want to introduce our special guest? I don't think you've introduced our guest yet.
Well, that's what I was going to say. First you see Smitty. Smitty is on, and we have Big Ev, as always, and a special guest, the 64-year-old Chris Clemmer.
No, 43, not 64.
Basically, all Clemmer has become, I'd say, one of my better friends in the office.
Absolutely, we sit right near each other.
I think we're great friends.
Yes.
All we talk about is just like how I don't care about history.
Very frustrating.
Like, I just don't give a fuck like what happened in 2005 or 1950s. It just doesn't matter to me because it has no effect on me.
I don't think you give a fuck about.
See, I think you should care about 2005. That's where me and you differ. 1950, I understand. Well, I mean, we were 11 years old in 2005.
That's the thing, though.
You don't remember watching like baseball and football? And
No. But I watched when I was 11. I'm watching the Yankees and Giants. I did not care about any other sport, any other teams besides my teams.
See, I feel like I was watching all the football games and shit.
I was more watching like the Giants because I like the Giants.
I always watch the Giants, of course.
But back then you couldn't watch all the games. Like there was no red zone then.
There was no red zone, but I mean there was still like packages and like.
Yeah, my dad,
extra innings package.
My dad was not getting the packages.
My dad was.
They were expensive.
My dad was a huge.
They were.
But I was a huge NFL fan, so I don't know if we had every game, but we definitely had like a good amount. I feel like.
Clemmer will remember this. I mean, during the 90s, local cities had their individual sports packages. Like we had to subscribe to a thing called Prism, which was like HBO, in order to watch the fucking Phillies. It was miserable.
Yeah, it's so much easier to be a fan of teams that are out of your region now. I mean, it's easier than ever. Before, when I lived in New York in the 80s, and then I moved to New Hampshire in the 90s, and I loved the Mets, but I had no way to watch them. So I watched Red Sox games instead in the 90s because there was nothing else. I couldn't watch Mets games if I wanted to.
We were saying like in the 80s, we were talking about going to the doctor today.
You didn't want to watch Mets games during the 90s anyway.
That's true. I probably saved myself some grief. Then Red Sox in the early 90s were no great picnic either, though.
Sorry, Mush.
No, you're good. It was nothing. Just talking about how I haven't been to the doctor, and it's probably.
But you don't like to learn, Mark. That's what I learned. That's what I've learned.
No, I like to learn about things that I really care about.
When's the last time you read a book?
Like probably 8th grade.
8th grade. So you haven't read a book.
No, because I have ADD. When I'm reading a page of a book, I'm starting to think about like a bet, or I'm thinking about aliens. Like I have so much knowledge about aliens that. Because I find that so interesting.
Give me an alien fun fact right now.
That like Roosevelt went on this whole speech about basically saying that they made a deal with aliens
not a fact
for a reason after World War. Let me speak.
First of all, that's allegedly Eisenhower, not Roosevelt. But go ahead.
Yeah, either one, same guy.
No, not even close.
They weren't even like you have Truman in the middle. Like they weren't even presidents back to back.
And one couldn't even walk.
But after World War II, what's the reason why we have such better technologies? Because they made a deal with the aliens.
Or it could
aliens
been,
also live in Antarctica.
Or it could have been the race to build the atomic bomb and all the technology that came out of that. Like when the explosion of technology came during the space race and everything after. But aliens, yes. And I believe that there is some sort of life there. I actually believe the eyes.
No, it's not even belief. It's like they tell you it's real, and people are still like, I don't know, because they think they're green goblins. Because people are idiots and watch a movie, they're like, oh, this is what aliens look like.
So you think aliens are walking around right now among us?
Yeah, I think they could.
I do.
I think they can just look just like us, and they just walk by like.
Who in the office is most like an alien?
You probably just outed yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm the alien. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
You have,
I am odd looking.
Your head does look like
who
an alien
moves
a
to New
little bit.
Hampshire in the 90s?
That's right. That's right.
Aliens.
Aliens.
We're gonna get to aliens at the end of the show. I'm just letting you know. We're gonna get to aliens at the end of the show, but I want us to finalize our big game picks. Finalize them. Smitty and Ev are on the Eagles. We know that.
Locked in. Plays locked in.
Hammer.
Eagles. I'm on Jalen Hurts touchdown. Pacheco touchdown. I'm gonna have a few props. I think I'm gonna take the sacks prop over sacks. I'm still looking at a few others, but those are what I have 100% playing all of those. I even might play Hurts 2 touchdowns.
I want to read this
Plus 450.
off for you guys. Dave has put out a bet. He has a $5,000 parlay to win $110,000. It's Travis Kelce over 7.5 receptions. I think we could all agree that's probably going to happen.
I mean, he's going to get fed the ball for sure.
Yeah, that's going to happen. Pacheco over 16.5 receiving yards. That's not as easy as
because they like to throw to McKinnon quite a bit.
And that could be a problem.
They also like to rush with McKinnon for no reason whatsoever.
Yes.
I can't wait to see him.
Pacheco should get literally every carry.
Yes.
Yeah.
That dude runs like a fucking bull.
That's the scariest.
And then McKinnon gets 6 carries for 5 yards.
Yeah.
That's the scariest leg in this parlay, though, for me.
And he's got Juju over 37.5 receiving yards, which that seems reasonable.
It'd be like 2 catches.
And Mahomes over 1.5 touchdowns. So obviously he's all
And Chiefs money line, right?
Yep.
I think he had Chiefs to win.
I think he did.
as well.
Yeah, I believe he did.
Maybe it's another bet.
Yeah,
It's
I think it's in there.
Chiefs money line is in
his
there
just
as
cut
well.
off there. So yeah, I guess he's completely all on Chiefs.
Look, if the Chiefs win, that's probably all
Yeah,
going to
I mean-
happen. But you might get screwed with Pacheco and get 2 catches for 12 yards.
Yeah, but that's the thing with the Chiefs when they have trouble picking who the fuck they're gonna ever go to. Even Juju might be fucking MVS or MVS. It might be Sky Moore at one point. Is there a prop how many receivers from the Chiefs are gonna get a completion?
Yeah, I think it's
8.5.
8.5. Yeah.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
What are the odds on that?
I don't
So
know.
if I was actually looking at this prop yesterday for both teams. So you think about who's definitely going to get a catch. You got Travis Kelce,
Juju's probably gonna
MVS,
get one.
Juju, McKinnon, Pacheco, the
Tony?
backup tight end
No, agree.
always gets a couple looks. Tony, that's 7.
Maybe Sky Moore.
Guy Moore, 8. Who's going to be
Then you have
the 9?
you have a couple other guys. You have the Justin Watson
Yeah.
is in the mix. You have what's the guy's name Artson or Dart? It's something Artson.
Did
Did you see there was
He's
some
in the mix
crazy?
a little bit.
There's not really line movement, I guess. I don't know in receiver props, but there was some line movement with basically deciding whether or not the Chiefs receivers would be healthy, and so a lot of the long shot guys that you like to mention, have Gray and Watson, were at 4-1 for a touchdown. Now they're back down to 15-1.
Yeah, it makes
20-1.
sense.
I did see
I
John
saw
Rich's.
Tony's a full he's good to
I
go.
did see John Rich's it was plus 190. But I think it's plus 140 now. If
For a passer-
roughing the
roughing the
passer
passer,
will
yeah.
be called. So last week against the Bengals, Scantling. Someone keep track with the fingers.
Gotcha.
Scantling, Kelce, Pacheco, McKinnon, Kemp, Moore, Hardman, Tony, Juju, Gray.
10, right?
10.
And Juju had 1 catch for 7 yards last week, 2 weeks ago. And that's
But they also had injuries mid-game.
Yeah.
Which led to the other guys getting
Which
catches
other
they might
guys
not have
coming out.
gotten.
That could happen again here.
It could, but I'm just saying, like, that game flow worked out very well for over catches for a player.
Was there a roughing the passer called in either of the NFC or AFC championship games? I can't remember.
I don't know either.
I forget.
Yeah, I forget.
Was there? I don't think there was in the NFC game. I'm trying to think the AFC if there was. Did the Bengals get called for one?
I am seeing though that
That was shitty,
the
or-
refs that they have are they're penalty happy refs. Like they call a lot of penalties.
Yeah. I saw a TikTok today about that this ref, it trends towards the under, this ref, because he likes to call a lot of holds, especially on drives that are looking pretty good.
And that would be if he's there's nothing worse than a holding
See, I'm
ref in the soul.
I'm hoping in a game like this that they would kind of like let the boys play a little bit more than usual.
By the way, Ev, you mentioned how the last game was 10 different people who had a reception. The game before that was 9. So
it's a good line.
That's an interesting one.
And also, there's a prop out there and I'm trying to find it now. I can't find it, where the same thing, but rushing attempts. And I went through every single player. You look at all 3 running backs for the Eagles, the quarterbacks, and all 3 players for the Chiefs. McKinnon, Pacheco, and Mahomes probably going to get a carry. There's room. I think it's 10.5. I think it's over under 10.5, which means 3 separate players are going to need like speed sweeps, which isn't out of the question for Andy Reid to give Sky Moore or Hardman or somebody 1, but 3 might be a lot.
Yeah,
the Eagles probably aren't going to do that unless it's a backward pass, still like Devontae or something.
I kind of like the 8.5 for the Chiefs though, because I think they're going to have to do a lot of quick throws, and they do that a lot to different players.
Check down.
Oh, wait a second. They do a lot of quick throws. Ev, did you see something about short passes?
I might have just left something on the timeline for people to just sift through, just for thought. Just think about it.
Interesting.
I mean, I'll just see
I'll
just
read
stumble
it out.
across it. You want to go ahead? Go ahead.
Here are 23 of Mahomes' 41 touchdowns, 56% this season that are of 5 or less air yards. No other quarterback is even close. 31 of his TDs are also 10 or less air yards, which is the most since 2016. And you obviously can't see the highlights, but I'm looking at them now. I mean, there's 2 or 3 of them that are just a freaking dump off in front.
This
to
is
like
the stupidest
Sky
stats
Moore.
of all time.
I mean, it's stat to stat, brother.
But like that means you're an efficient quarterback. When they're on the 5-yard line, they're fucking getting it.
Or you just
it
check
means
down
Travis
God.
Kelce is the master of stick routes on the goal line, and Andy Reid loves the fuck out of shovel passes.
What? Don't you have to find Kelce? You gotta get him.
He's just standing by himself.
Well, you could do it.
I mean, not me, but an adequate quarterback, certainly.
Really adequate.
You're asking me.
Look,
a really adequate quarterback. I think that's an amazing quarterback.
Brock Purdy.
Look.
He can't do that.
Patrick Mahomes.
He could have done it. He didn't do it.
He did it.
Patrick Mahomes is amazing. Nobody can discount that. But
I think you guys. No, I think you guys are discounting it.
No,
you guys are for sure discounting it.
I didn't even comment on it. I just saw an interesting video. I may have got tagged in a couple of times, and I just left it there. That's all.
You look at this video, an average to above average flag football quarterback in your city's intramural flag football league could make these throws.
I can see Ebo's just scrambling, double checking these stats right now.
I'm not doing anything. I mean, you can twist your stats.
So I just want to understand. The issue is that you guys don't like the way he's getting touchdowns?
Yeah, that's
what the problem is? I just want to make sure I understand.
I don't even know what this argument is. This is the stupidest argument there is.
I don't even think it's an
Mr.
argument.
Clemmer,
He's just leaving it there.
I'm just leaving it. I thought it was interesting. I left it there. That's
Their
all.
stats.
41 touch. Did he have the most touchdowns this year?
He did.
Who cares, Marty? He didn't throw it fast enough. He didn't do it the right way.
He didn't throw it for 80 yards. Every touchdown was an 80 yards.
Oh, well.
Hey, gentlemen, you know what else is a stat?
should
Patrick
be.
Mahomes led the NFL in passing yards. Quarterbacks in the Super Bowl are 0-6 when they led the NFL in passing yards. You know what else is a stat? Congrats on Patty checkdowns for winning the NFL MVP. Second time. That's huge. Quarterbacks who win the NFL MVP in the Super Bowl are 0-9. Or players who win MVP are 0-9.
Ebo,
I don't know. I guess it's due.
I want to ask. Yeah, when I say a stat about the Eagles, well, it's due. You literally just did the same thing.
What stat did you say that we said it was due?
So I forget now. It was like
you forget.
Oh, well, the guy who's picked 15 in a row.
Are we buying?
That was fake.
Are we buying more into that or the coin toss? The coin toss stat.
What's that
I
one?
believe it's like if you lose the coin toss, you're like 0-8. The last 8 straight losses.
I thought it was if you lose the coin toss, you win.
I'll have to check.
Maybe it's one or the other. I saw that.
Oh no, that Clemmer. This means that the Eagles should swallow him up. He's not that. He's the easy quarterback. Check. He checks it down.
Last time he won MVP, he got swallowed up.
It's just get swallowed up.
By the way, Patrick Mahomes 74-19 lifetime. That's a stat I just like to put out there. Just an interesting stat.
He's also 7-1-1 as an underdog.
Yeah.
I will say there's a very interesting
bad.
Twitter thread online of it's like Patrick Mahomes breaking charts. It's just like him against a bunch of other quarterbacks from like 2019. He's just like far and away the best on like every single chart.
Evo, why don't you do me a favor? This is completely. I've not done any research at all. Did Patrick Mahomes have? And this is again nothing to even do with the Eagles. Did Patrick Mahomes have more passing yards and less attempts throwing the ball than Justin Herbert?
What?
He had more yards and less attempts.
Yes.
I'll look at it.
All right, because I just feel like that. I just popped in my head, and I feel like that'd be fun
So
to see.
you want to know if he had more yards per attempt?
No, I just want to see who. I feel like Justin Herbert threw the ball way more and still had less yards in him. Because I think that's why Justin.
Oh yeah,
Herbert gets
Sibo. That's exactly what he wants.
That's a stupid
Hey,
way to
look.
say it.
Look, stats
The way you
aside,
said it was much better. All those extra words.
Yeah.
That's good.
Stats aside, it doesn't mean anything. I don't care that NFL MVPs are 0-9 going into the Super Bowl.
I wouldn't
or
either. It's
passing
not relevant
numbers
at
are
all.
0-6. Like it's not. Mahomes is a great quarterback. I still believe that the Eagles are a better team.
The
And the line shows that.
I agree in the sense of that alone has no relevancy. My counter would just be something that I've kind of said the last 2 weeks. The team that wins, the team that has usually the quarterback or player that wins MVP, usually the last 10 years or last times, I'm assuming it's mostly the quarterback. It's the glitz and glamour team. It's the offense sells tickets teams.
That was but like last year, the offense sold the tickets and they won.
But they also had a historic defense as well.
Chiefs have a very good defense.
They do, but not as good as the Eagles.
To
I
answer your
understand,
question,
but the
Marty?
offense, yeah.
Mahomes 8.1 yards per attempt. Justin Herbert 6.9.
Dumb it down.
He had more yards.
Yeah. So Mahomes wins.
I know he had 8-1, but like how many? I want to know how many attempts
So
he threw.
Mahomes threw the ball 648 times and threw for 5,250 yards.
Okay.
Justin Herbert threw the ball 699 times for 4,739.
So to answer your question,
He threw it more times and less.
500 less
Yards,
yards.
correct.
Got
yes.
it. So that's just that's who everyone's white knighting. Got it. Sounds
Actually, relevant situation that's coming about. There's a report that says several Chiefs players are battling some sort of mild illness spreading around the locker room. Chris Jones says he is under the weather with a congestion, sore throat, and other cold and flu symptoms. Patrick Mahomes was also said to be seeming a bit sick.
That has to terrify you. They're already getting the story ready for it. He's gimping. He's had his flu game. You don't want that. You don't want to. You don't.
So
you,
I see,
I'd rather my team sick.
They're already getting the story for when they lose.
No, they're doing it for when they
sick.
win.
Mahomes had sand in his vagina.
They're doing it when they win.
Yeah.
They're doing it for when they win. Be like, look at this guy.
As someone who witnessed Don McNabb yak up his soul in the fourth quarter because he was supposedly sick, no, I would not want my team under the weather.
I think you want your team sick.
I haven't checked my phone in a while. Have any Chiefs been arrested in the last 2 weeks?
Is that a shot at the Eagles, or is that?
I know. I'm
a
just
shot at,
asking.
like,
It's just
or is
a
that a
good,
shot at like Eugene Robinson before the Atlanta Super Bowl in
just a
1998?
good question to ask. That's all. Just a question to ask.
He wasn't a member of the active roster. If I
Oh, okay. All right.
It's not a bad question.
No, it's just asking questions. So I'm new here. I'm new. I don't know.
It's a good question.
It's a good question. Just like when I asked Rico, did anyone what happened to the guy who was involved in a murder on the Alabama team, and he just didn't. He said it doesn't mean they're a bad team.
Great value. Great value.
Great value still.
Bama's a good basketball team. Just like the Eagles are a good football team.
No matter but what the arrests. Clemmer, do you know who you're betting on?
I love the Chiefs. I love the Chiefs here. I'm shocked they're underdogs. It's crazy. I think this is one of the easier Super Bowl picks in the last decade or so. I think it's so,
See, I love that. I love that.
so crazy.
Yeah,
I know
love
Marty
that.
hates it too. I know he hates it.
Hate it all you want. I love it. I love
Hate that.
Mahomes throwing multiple touchdowns. This is great.
Look, if I wasn't
Great.
an Eagles fan, and didn't watch every single game and know how this team operates, if I was just, ABC viewer, just watching all the games every week, I'd probably pick the Chiefs too because they had Patrick Mahomes. Like, why not? They've been there before. But just watching how this Eagles team plays and dominates, I don't care who they played. Like, I love Clemmer that you.
But obviously,
So do you also love that they lost 2 of the last 3 regular season games they played? Like, this isn't a team at.
With
Are you
Gardner
serious?
Minshew.
See, that's what I mean. You didn't watch the games. You didn't watch the games.
I watched their playoff games. They
looked
great.
Minshew,
Great.
Gardner Minshew was starting those games?
They looked.
No Lane Johnson, there was a lot of missing pieces out there.
Davis Webb did almost beat them.
And
But
they
even
still
there-
almost beat the Cowboys.
And then
That's a fact.
they played us straight up and mollywopped us.
What is happening with you? What we're on. I mean, let's
Get this man some Kelly Green
Brian
over there. My
Brian
God.
Dable wins the fucking coach of the
about to
year,
say, Brian
and this
Dable
guy's
got-
saying I'm mollywopped.
Because it was a mollywop.
Bring it back, Big
Our
Ed.
asses kicked. What do you want me to say?
Where's biased fucking Ev? Bring it back.
Here he is. I'm saying fuck Patrick Mahomes.
No, you just don't like Patrick Mahomes for
I
no
don't.
reason.
It's true.
For no reason. Just because you like to rile up Mincy, that has gotten you.
That's what it started.
Yes, I
That's how
know.
it started.
But again, I
But I can't stress enough how much, regardless of all that, I truly, in my heart of hearts, in my brain of brains, truly believes the Eagles are going to win this game. On my mother's life, and it has nothing to do. I truly, my football brain, truly believes that the Eagles are the better all-around team. I really believe that. I swear to God, the Holy Bible. I'm not religious. I don't care. I swear on everything. I truly believe that.
See, I think it's different when Ev.
No matter what I think about Mahomes or anything, I truly
it's
think the
way
Eagles are gonna
different.
win.
Smitty is obviously biased. Like Smitty, you love the Phillies in the World Series. Like that. I'm a baseball guy, so that was a bad pick there.
Well,
I mean, everyone knew the Astros were going to win. I mean, come on.
No, I don't
they
agree
didn't.
to
It was
that.
pretty obvious they were going to.
I don't agree to that. I thought the
Okay.
Phillies were red hot going in, and I thought they were a
Obviously,
team
they were-
of better momentum.
So were the Astros.
Yeah, but the Astros,
We had this. I feel like I'm having deja vu because I said the same.
Like you're obviously biased. You're no matter what, you're going to be on the Eagles side of this. You were never not going to be on the Eagles side on this.
you don't know how I've reported on the Eagles over the past 10 plus years at Barstool. There is nothing
When they're in the Super Bowl?
Clemmer, there is nothing I've been more wrong about in my life than Doug Peterson, A, being a good coach, and B, being a Super Bowl champion. I would have bet my life that Doug Peterson would have never won a Super Bowl. And the fact that he not only was a winning good coach, but won a Super Bowl makes me question my own existence. That's how wrong I was about Doug Peterson and the Eagles. I will be objectively accurate as possible when judging this team then, now, and forever. And right now, what I see is they are just a dominant fucking squad from top to bottom. Yes, the Chiefs have Mahomes. They have Travis Kelce.
I don't like when we keep doing this. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I don't like when we keep saying, yes, they have Patrick Mahomes, and yes, they have
Because it's an X factor.
Because it is.
They do have them, and that's the thing. Like, yeah, they have them. They're better than the players on the Eagles. That is a fact.
But you're taking it the wrong way in the sense of when we're saying that it's admitting that even though I think the Eagles are like saying the Eagles are like just a hair better. Just not like we're not like trashing the Chiefs.
Okay, that's where I need to.
That's why I came in. I was like, they're the 2 best teams in the league, like easily. Not disputing that. Saying they're better is not me being like the Chiefs are garbage. I think the point that me and Smitty are trying to make is, and people that are saying this are trying to make, is that I fully admit I think the Eagles are the better team, but I 100% admit that Mahomes is so good that could be basically erased by his greatness.
Okay,
The Eagles could literally be the better team, and he could just do some shit that we've never seen.
Yes.
Pull some crazy shit out of his ass. It's really not out of his ass. He's talented. I'm saying he could pull some shit
He's still
that could make it all. He's that good that he pulls rabbits out of a hat. It's crazy.
Go back to what
He's
Smitty said.
he's
real
that good
quick.
enough that like he can do those things to like take out the crazy advantage that I do think that the Eagles will have in the line of scrimmage. But me saying that is not acting like, obviously Chandler Jones is great, Frank Clark is great. I think the Eagles have a O-line that has been like otherworldly dominant. Like when you just watch the film, on paper, everything, they bully everybody.
Talking about great athletes, have you guys seen the performance that one of the greatest athletes of all time put on Twitter this morning?
No.
All right, we're going to do side-to-side shuffle, 20 seconds. Begin. Quick, quick, quick.
Attaboy.
You can't say quick to this.
There you
Get
go.
up.
Halfway.
It's looking like Ray Lewis in his prime, sideline to sideline.
3,
Who's he blocking?
2, finish strong all the way. Good.
Like, well, what's that doing?
Keeping the arms up for little athletic position, little athletic stance.
This man is
Little knee bend.
There's still not. I want to know where he found this trainer and why they're just always on the highway. She's hanging shit to a tree.
I think it's very funny that Bedman said
It's going to be serious. Strong through the body, extending out through the legs.
It's not a highway. He's in a
Breathe
park.
in.
I mean, dude, he's hanging on a tree.
You're doing awesome. 10 more seconds.
There's one in
Keep
Mitzi's face. Like,
breathing.
Mitzi!
That's good for your core, Marty.
5,
That's good core
4,
workout.
3, 2, excellent.
Oh, I mean, it's safe to say he's
A little thrust at the end.
he's changing the South. I mean, look what he's doing.
Yeah, he's bringing it to the people.
I mean, that's bringing it to the people.
He is bringing it to the people. I do want to talk about one of our people on this show, and it's disgusting. I just want to let you guys know, and Smitty knows this as well. If you ever gone to dinner with Dave,
I have, yes, many times, actually.
I've been to dinner with Dave.
Quite a few.
You do not leave that table till that man leaves.
For sure not.
I would never, ever think about getting up before he got up. Ever in my entire life would I be like, I got to get out of here. Even if I had to take a shit, even if I was going to die, I'd stay. But listen, I'm staying until he leaves. At the old office, I would never leave before he left his office.
You literally couldn't.
You couldn't because he's right there by the door. But still, I think the fact that Brandon left $20 at the table and there's left, and he's not the only one. Other Caleb, Will Comp, they all left. That's an insane move to me. I don't think I literally would make sure he got in the car before I left. I also went to that restaurant. Fantastic corn creme brulee. Oh, my God.
In Arizona?
Yeah. It's a great place.
I'm shocked you pronounced that correctly.
What? Oh, creme brulee?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like the corn's
Marty.
unbelievable. But, yeah, I just, do you agree? Would you ever leave, Smitty?
I wouldn't leave if it was Dave or just a normal dinner in which I
Would
wasn't
Dave ever invite
picking
you
up
out to
the
dinner,
tab.
Smitty?
I've been out to dinner with Dave before. Yeah. But no, I mean, that's just me. I mean, I see if it was, multiple people were getting up and it was like a crowd thing, like I wasn't there. So I don't know.
So
That might be acceptable.
Some
but
people got up and left, and then I just still would be like, well, he's still.
Have you guys ever left a dinner before the check gets there?
Well, so
Yeah, I mean,
I did want to give
that's
a few,
I've never
I know
done.
he said that like Caleb and a few people apologized after. I can understand where it was a dinner of over 20 people where he thought the bill had came already. That's where I can understand that's a huge table.
He's still sitting there.
But I'm saying you could think the bill came though. Like I think that's reasonable that
It
you
is,
could have made a mistake
yes.
where you see other people leaving.
You don't ask then? You don't maybe ask your buddy hey, did the bill come? What's going on?
No, these are all reasonable questions. I guess I'm defending Caleb here because I could see where at a huge dinner like that, someone could think, oh, people are leaving. The bill must have came.
No, that's the thing.
They've been there for 3+ hours already.
You can know you could not know the bill's there or not. But if Dave's not this guy who wants to hang out with everybody for that long.
Listen, I agree with you. I wouldn't
for a
leave
reason.
too, but I think there's certain circumstances I could see where, because what he said was some people hit him right after, were like, apologies, did not realize.
Yeah.
And then some people just didn't know, like didn't really care.
But Brandon
Brendan didn't give a fuck.
gave $20 tip, so he knew the bill didn't come.
On a
yet.
$9,000 bill.
A $9,000 bill.
Did you see what Dave did to him in trivia?
Yeah, he gave him $20.
The 20
And that's another thing. Trivia was fucking nuts last night.
Wild.
It's a shame
Absolute
what
chaos.
Brandon has done to Jeff D'Lo.
Jeff
D'Lo works so hard on this show, and genuinely takes the integrity of the game so seriously.
I'm sorry, Big F. Can we ask if Brian can call in? I know he's really busy in
ain't gonna
Arizona, but if we can have him call in, that would be a nice addition to the show.
I see how hard Jeff D'Lo works on the show. He takes the integrity of the show incredibly seriously, and you have guys like Brandon who just like make his life a living hell, where he's forced to make these on the fly decisions that always he just gets a break. That Brandon just gets a break because he loses and he cries, and then he somehow wins with an asterisk.
Any thoughts, Smitty?
I mean, it's almost like Brandon Walker almost cares about himself more than anybody else.
I will not stand for that.
That's just an
What?
That's just an outsider
about my coworker.
That's just an outsider's opinion. Well, I mean, Clemmer, like you'll see once they move to Chicago, and if your movie podcast gets announced on Son of a Boy Dad that he's replacing everyone with a new cast, maybe you'll have a different opinion of him.
Wow. Well, I don't know.
We'll
I don't know about that, Smitty. I mean, you know,
I know. I hope he doesn't do that,
right?
Because that's what respectful people wouldn't do.
Right.
Not saying he did that, but like.
Right. Well.
So happy I asked if Smitty had any thoughts. Oh man, Smith.
That's just a thought.
Let me know if he ever let me know if he answers Ebo or Za, because that probably won't happen. But yeah, no, that was the dozen event was pretty funny though. Like
it was great.
It's always
great.
It's always great.
Yeah. If he doesn't let me in though, anyone that's in the office, I'm creating a live tour of trivia. If he doesn't let me in, I've been asking for a month. I have a team ready to go.
The Baker's dozen.
Yeah, the Baker's dozen. I will make up a trivia because I need to get in, and he won't let me in.
Or call like the what's another like number that's got like a good word for it.
You know, you saying that it would be the live tour of trivia is such an insult. Like you have billions of dollars. You would be the USFL Arena League.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I did.
Honestly, the USFL had at least like Trump behind it.
You'd be the Arena
billionaire behind it.
You would be the leader of the Harrisburg Argonauts.
I can get some. I can get
trivia.
He'd be like the CFL.
That's like
you can pay the quarterback like you pay like $100,000.
That's like
$100 million.
Billy and all of them like upset that Billy McFarland like is backing out of the fight. Like they're shocked. Like the guy just scammed the entire world of a.
He literally just got you like promos Twitter for like 2 weeks to build.
He just went to jail for a year, and we're surprised that he's scamming us on the fight.
The crazy thing is, I still swear his initial idea was brilliant.
Oh yeah, it is.
The card and the hangout thing, I still think is a brilliant for like. Are you his first thing, Smitty? His like initial hustle pre the Firefest thing.
I saw it during the documentary. I forget it.
Just like the cards where if you like had a card, you basically had a key to like this beautiful $2 million loft in New York City. That was like a hangout.
Yeah.
And it was very exclusive. And I just see kids like kids that just graduated high school or excuse me, college. You move to the city, you're a hype beast. Like you want to like do cool shit. You want to like show off to friends, girls, whoever. Kind of a unique idea.
He has a lot of good ideas. His execution is not the best.
Agreed. He wants to do like another festival.
I know.
He wants to like do a real Firefest and like make it like see it through.
Ebo, what did you want to say?
I think there's still a chance that fight could happen.
I'm sure it could happen.
I don't think
it's just
McFarlane.
Not this next Rough and Rowdy, but maybe another.
I just think McFarlane will milk all the promo he can until he can.
It's just funny to see like people shocked that he's like not signing. It's like, guys, we look who we're dealing with.
I do want Billy to just fight con artists. Like I told him, like you should be fighting. Like he fought Jose Canseco. He's planning to fight Billy McFarland. I'm like you should fight SBF if you get
Billy
the chance.
should stop doing. He could do content whatever he wants, but like he should be Jake Paul of Rough and Rowdy. He should fight in every single Rough and Rowdy. He's young enough to do it, and like is still athletic and all that. If he just trained every day, and was just in a beast in Rough and Rowdy, like, and then like Jake Paul's like he's like trying to fight fucking Salt Poppy and KSI and all these people. He's funny.
I
as
like
shit.
that we're hyping up Billy like he doesn't only have like 8 seconds of ring time.
No, we're not hyping him up. I'm saying like if he
I agree.
took,
he
like,
would be built
I
for
think
it.
one person here took the time every day just to like train.
Also,
and
those would be
do
great
it.
YouTube videos just training.
Exactly.
With him.
Yeah. Like,
I'll throw another name in there. Chef Donnie surprised me too. How well he fought. He could definitely.
He
do
does
that as
jujitsu
well.
and shit now too.
Yeah.
Chef Donnie did good, but the other guy was awful. Wow.
Oh yeah, I was shocked how bad he was. For how athletic
He
he
was like
looked.
turning around.
He was the worst.
Yeah.
boxer
Chef Donnie had
I've
him literally
ever
turn his
seen.
back.
Like, Chef,
He just didn't even train. I bet.
no.
You could tell he was a guy who probably I would imagine didn't play like any contact sports, and he got hit first time and was like, I don't like this.
I went to.
He's a
LA.
fight or flight. You know, if you played like anyone who played football or like anything like that, there's kids that played football who are like he does not like to get hit.
I went to LA.
You saw it immediately. He got touched one time and was like, I don't like this.
I went to LA to interview him, and they wouldn't let me come to the training because I don't think
why.
they were training.
Somebody said that KSI should fight Billy. Billy should not fight KSI.
No, he's sure.
KSI would murder Billy.
I'm talking first 35 seconds now.
Yeah.
Like those guys aren't like 25. elite level boxers, but they're millionaires. They've been training nonstop.
Yeah, he's legitimately been training for like 5 years. Like he's gonna knock out a schlep.
Bored millionaires are a problem. When they're bored and they can spend it on something, they're just okay. That's what Jake Paul's doing.
And then all of a sudden they realize they can actually make money doing it. Then they get really good.
Why do you think every UFC fighter's calling out Jake Paul? Because they want to make money.
Yeah.
And like, why is fucking Fury fighting him? Because it's money. He's a 8-0 in professional boxing. Why is he going there?
He's gonna make millions of dollars.
More money than he'll make in many years. All right. Before we keep going. Big news. A new free-to-use payment method is now available at Barstool Sportsbook and Casino. We highly recommend giving it a try. Me and Big Ev were talking about this yesterday. We said, isn't it great? Remember this conversation?
What?
Isn't it great that we just have Skrill to be on the sportsbook? It's skrill.com/Barstool to sign up for free. When we're on the sportsbook and the casino, it's like, oh, I got Skrill. It's the fastest. It's super easy. I want you to head over to skrill.com/Barstool and sign up for a free account. And don't forget to choose Skrill when depositing at Barstool Sportsbook and Casino because it's instant, secure, and hassle-free. That's what all I want, especially when you're on a sportsbook. You don't want to deal with any of these other nonsense withdrawals and whatever. Skrill is the best place to do it. So go to skrill.com/Barstool to sign up for free. Did you see the Brandon Marshall saying that Rihanna said that Patrick Mahomes was the best quarterback?
Yeah,
and he
hilarious.
Answered. I think that's fucked up.
I thought it's hilarious.
I think it's fucked up.
That's that's your Super Bowl quarterback. Apparently, couldn't even read that one.
What do you mean? Read that one? You don't think?
So that one
it's
comes
not
from a mile away.
It is not crazy that Rihanna.
You think he could see that? He couldn't see that one come from a mile away. Do you think he's going to read a blitz?
Yeah, I do think he can read a
Please.
blitz.
What an idiot.
Hey.
You think Rihanna's talking about his fucking quarterback play, dummy?
He did after.
Ev, in that defense, Eagles don't blitz that much. So.
Yeah, they don't need to because they get home with 4, which is what I've been arguing all the last 2 weeks.
Well, this is the saddest I've ever been talking to you. Just like you jerking off.
Oh, I don't love it. Trust me, I'm not crazy about it.
And I just taking next year, when the Giants, I'm not. It's gonna be hard to erase my brain.
Yeah, but once the game's over, it's over, and I'd be like, fuck the Eagles.
And rightfully so. But
I've been on the Eagles in the regular season. I despise the Cowboys. I despise the Eagles. Not against the Giants, but I'll bet on them in a spot that I think they're going to win, or I like them against the spread or whatever.
I'm gonna be
exactly how I felt in 2011 with the Patriots versus Giants. Exactly.
I would obviously if they were playing the Giants, I would never I had a bad feeling. And I still kind of bet the Giants just because I was on cloud 9 after the Vikings game, and I'm just going to bet the Giants in the playoffs. But
I need to be transparent. I haven't put a bet in.
Yeah, but you're leading cheats.
I think you're starting to realize what me and Smitty are saying. But you don't want to jump on the train because you've been so against it.
No, because he's going to be watching the game in Philly. So he's scared.
I do think that is a big factor.
Personal security issue.
I'm not going to tell you it's a big factor. That's the factor. That's the only reason why I'm probably just going to bet on the Eagles because I don't want to be the one asshole in the bar. I want to have fun at the bar. I don't want to be watching out,
You're
being
the
like,
heel. It's fun.
It's not fun.
It is fun.
And it's
done it a bunch of times.
I think Marty's used to being the heel.
Yeah, and I don't want to be the heel. I like being the heel when it's my team. When I really care about it. When it's Duke playing or the Yankees. I'll be the heel anywhere I go. But I don't care about the Chiefs that much, and I don't like the Eagles. But I don't know if everyone's cheering. It might be nice to cheer with everybody.
But see,
don't you want to slap hands with me?
Hold on, but Marty, that's
slapping hands with you whether you bet on the fucking Eagles or not.
But see, but this is where Marty, I'll counter you is that you're getting on me for sucking the Eagles' dick the last 2 weeks, which I have because I'm betting on them. But I think you going to an Eagles bar,
we went over this.
And repping the Eagles is
we
way
went
worse
over this.
than me sitting on the couch with my dad on Sunday.
We went over this. My bosses of Penn National Gaming asked me to go.
But you don't have to bet the Eagles there.
Right.
No, I don't. I honestly don't think I'm going to bet them. I think I'm just going to take props.
You got to take a side, though.
I think I'm going to take props.
Especially when the line's like a 1.5, like almost a pick 'em.
You're clearly for the Chiefs.
He is for the Chiefs.
Are going to win.
He said all week. Of
course he did.
It's been
all the office all week.
He likes the Chiefs.
I like the Chiefs, but
I think me and Smitty have slowly swayed you slightly. More than you just going to the field.
No, it's because he's going
if
to this
anything,
fucking
you
bar.
guys have made me want to bet more and more on the Chiefs.
No, I think we pissed you off, which I believe is true.
That's true.
But I think you slowly are starting to be like maybe we are giving Mahomes just a little too much.
No, we're not
Maybe
giving
we
Mahomes.
are discrediting the
we're not,
Eagles roster
we're not
a
giving
little bit.
Mahomes enough. Is the money, Ebo? Do you know of any chance of what
money's
is right now?
70% Eagles. I've seen.
So what I saw yesterday.
Public 70%.
It was 60-40, like it was 60 Eagles, 40 Chiefs, but the straight 60 tickets, 60 handle. Like straight, like the money's the same each side, like 60-40 flat.
Public 70% scare you at all?
No, what I saw, at least mine was 60-40.
I saw 70.
No,
I saw
not
70
really.
public today, but maybe that's not.
There's
true.
a few different places you can get it. They use different pools of
70 would shock me. Actually,
what I saw was literally 60-40 flat.
60-40 sounds
that
about
doesn't scare me really.
but there's no big money, big action.
There's no sharp money. Like there really is. There's no sharp discrepancy at all.
Honestly,
That's what
I think
know tomorrow or
Doesn't that come in later? The big money?
No. So what really had happened early is when it really happened. What happened was it opened pick'em. The Sharps dove on the Eagles. It got to 2.5, and then when it was plus 2.5, Sharps dove on the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. So they're very split in this game in general. They love the Eagles to pick them, and then they love the Chiefs getting 2.5 points. So there's no, and as the time's gone on over the last almost 2 weeks now, there really has. It's been just flux. There's no real it's kind of been it's kind of stayed pretty put. It got down to the middle at 1.5, and it just stayed there.
This ref kind of being a Goodell plant kind of worries me. A lot. A lot.
You think they're scripting it so Mahomes will win?
I think that's what they did in the Bengals game.
Me the fuck off of that.
You think they're trying to build a new Tom Brady?
I don't know.
Could use one.
Are you already playing the excuses, Smitty? Is that what this is?
It's not an excuse. You'll see it happen if it happens.
I mean, we did
are
see
you
a little
kidding?
bit
Are you
against
kidding me to
Bengals.
say that the Bengals didn't deserve to win that game?
No, they didn't.
Okay.
You
Hunter's
really
just sitting there
no.
stewing
You guys
with
do
his
not.
Chiefs takes.
No. I'm not going to sit
Okay.
here. You big Ev. You think
Ev?
the Bengals deserve to win that game is an insane thing to say.
Deserve.
The
might
Chiefs
be
were
strong.
beating them.
They got fucked. They did get fucked.
Yeah, that do-over play was fun.
They got fucked.
But that do-over play nothing happened from it.
No, I agree. But
No, but they
still
were
fucked up.
trying. But they were trying.
But nothing happened though.
But they got so many calls on that, the block in the back, like the no called block in the backs on the punt return.
But the Chiefs
that
were
like
winning. The
egregious.
Chiefs were beating
that
them.
was outrageous.
No, the reason I will not
No.
use the reason I will not use the word deserve is because they had the ball in their hands, they didn't score.
Exactly.
That's fair.
That's why I will not use the
That's
word
fair.
deserve. But
That's fair.
I do genuinely believe there was some weird shit going on.
I can
That's all I'm
agree.
gonna say.
I can agree. There was some missed calls.
I get mad in the game when as a gambler. I get pissed off and I'll start screaming shit like fix. I don't actually believe that. I just get mad and I yell shit like that. When I'm rational, I would like to believe games are not fixed.
I hear.
But there was
hereby
some
take back
there
my
was some
deserve.
fuckery. There was some fuckery that happened in that game. I truly believe
Yes.
that.
Oh, okay. I
The
think
one
we all
block in the
agree.
back specifically, there was two. The ref was literally like me to you, Marty. It was right there.
No, I
So
I
obvious.
can agree with
And the call on Osai was the right call. Like he was way out of bounds.
Oh my God, yeah.
Bonehead play. I respect the kid for taking like that. That was the right call. But there were some other plays before that I just thought were sketchy. I don't know.
Smitty,
I didn't like it.
Any comment on the false flag operation run by people in Philly putting a Travis Kelce Chiefs shirt on the Rocky statue?
Genius.
Wait, what happened?
All that I know is
Travis
little reverse
Kelce went on his podcast with Jason Kelce and said nobody fuck with Rocky statue. Like, do not put a jersey on the Rocky statue.
Travis Kelce
and last
said that.
yes, and last night
But he was
there
joking,
was a
right?
no. He was saying like don't put Chief stuff on Rocky. And
He
last
was
night
kidding.
I kind of thought he was
There
too a
was-
little bit tongue in cheek.
there was
sure
a Chiefs
was.
thing on the Rocky statue. Which
Travis
Yeah,
was
but
Kelce.
hasn't
it was like a false
hasn't-
flag operation, maybe inside job from Eagles fans.
I think
I don't know about that. I mean, you're talking about blowing up the main here and starting a war. Why would we do that?
he was definitely kidding during that. But hasn't there been a Giants and a 49ers jersey on Rocky? for the past.
And look what happened.
And the
No, I know, that's
49ers
why.
And the Falcons and
the Vikings,
Patriots, Vikings. You fucking
the last time it actually didn't work for a fan base is when Mo and I did a video in like 2014 for when the Saints fans tried to take it over.
Did they put an Astros jersey on Rocky?
I don't know.
But that's just the Eagles fans put the Chiefs jersey on, right?
I think it's
100%.
Remember the Maine, Mush.
No
Remember
way
the Maine.
a Chiefs fan was like, "Oh, we're gonna put this on."
You think Marty's gonna remember the Maine, Smitty? We just talked about. We did 10 minutes at the top about not knowing history.
Yeah, I don't
That's
even
true.
know. I like to guess.
Oh, that Spanish American War reference was for Clemmer.
Yeah, I remember it well. It was a sad war, but we got past it. We moved on.
How old were you for that?
Only 15. Marty thinks it's serious. Marty's like, oh, wow, Clemmer is old.
You are old.
Yeah.
You and Brandon are just. You're old. It's all right.
We're old. Yeah, we are.
It's okay to be old.
Not the oldest. Frank's older than us. Large is older than us.
Dave's
older than us. Yeah.
Vindog.
Yeah. Kirk. There's a lot of people older than us.
Kirk's older?
Yeah. Kirk's older than me by 5 years. See?
It's crazy. All right, let's do our picks early. What? There's nothing worse when Ebo goes like this, and then I say what, and he goes like this.
Good.
Just means
we
keep
do the-
talking, Marty.
Can we do
Go. We were trying to figure something out back here. Go ahead.
Can we do the picks quick?
Yeah, you can do your picks. Go ahead. I'll let you do your picks.
Big F, go.
I'm on Butler +7, New Mexico -6. This weird, like, small card today.
Why Butler?
I just think the line just seemed a little short. Like, Butler's bad.
Man,
They're at home. I really like playing Xavier when they're at home. I don't love it as much on the road. Taking a shot. It's a shitty card. Probably like the best game on the card.
it is.
Maybe the New Mexico game, and even that's not good. They're playing Air Force.
No,
I think I like New Mexico because I think they bounce back and pull out Air Force. I think I'm going to play Dayton as well. But yeah, it's small card today. Not a lot of games.
I'm Xavier -7 just because Butler is fucking awful. So is Ohio State. Oh,
Dude, we're the worst team ever.
God, that was
We're the worst basketball
They
team
were
I've
up
ever
like
seen.
4 with like maybe 8 minutes left, and they are just god awful.
We're literally the.
And they got so many chances to come back at the end of that game, and they just kept missing layups.
I mean, the crazy thing is, I think we went 1 for like 15 from 3. Our best player had like 4 points, and it was like a close game.
Yeah,
We just suck. We suck.
Smitty.
I got the Timberwolves, Fresno State underdogs, and Anthony Simmons under points, rebounds, and assists. I was 16-10 at one point. Gearing up for the weekend, baby. Gearing up for the weekend.
That's a lot for Ben Simmons. A lot.
That's not Ben Simmons, you dumb fuck.
You said Ben
You
Simmons.
said Anthony.
Oh, I thought you said Ben
Simons.
Simmons.
There's an A.
I think
Not
I'm
a
so
B.
used to you saying
One
Ben
M.
Simmons. I'm like,
And my apologies for the dumb fuck. That was uncalled for.
that was,
What, in relation,
you know what that
in
was
relation to
uncalled
that.
for.
Why you brought up Ben Simmons?
Well, because you always talk about him. That's why. Clement, you got anything to?
Yeah, I want a quick pick, a Super Bowl pick here. I was talking, just talking with you guys the last hour. I'm not going to lie. Smitty for a second was making me think maybe I should go with the Eagles. But his whole point was he's not biased because he was wrong the last time in the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Makes me pretty confident the Chiefs are going to win. Smitty, your whole argument was that you were wrong before.
No.
Yes, it was.
Your argument against me is that I'm biased.
Right, but your argument back to me was you were wrong.
Because I'm going to
Yes.
talk
Well
how I
said.
see it. Okay. Then go. Okay, fine.
So
go
go-
against.
yeah, so
go
Chiefs.
against Spurs.
Oh, yes.
Good.
Yes. So I like the Chiefs a lot. Thanks to Smitty.
And I was wrong when Doug Peterson was hired. I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
wrong in the Super Bowl. I bet them all the way once they became underdogs, especially once Nick Foles took over. Look up the Barstool Radio the day Carson Wentz got hurt or the day after. Look it up and see what I said about Nick Foles.
So you are admitting you're biased.
Well, of course he's biased.
And of course I'm a little bit
I hope
biased,
he's
but
biased. If you're a fan,
Yeah,
you're
he
always
should be biased. If my Jets in the Super Bowl, I'd be biased. I don't blame you.
this isn't 1966 anymore. Thank God.
Does it like hurt you that you know like the Jets literally at least 15 years you will not have a chance to get the Super Bowl?
That's not true at all. What are you
It's very-
talking about? If they make a trade for Aaron Rodgers,
There you go. So that's what I'm saying. If they make a trade for
If they make a trade for Brett Favre,
like, what do you mean? What am I talking about? You have the worst quarterback to ever play the game.
it's one position, which is a major one.
No,
I
no,
agree.
the
But that's the
biggest
only
one.
problem. No, like the rest of the roster is really good. If they get a really good quarterback in there,
They're building. They did just have the offense.
Big Ev.
Of the year.
Big Ev.
Fuck.
Big Ev.
Their defense is good.
That position. That
It's important. I mean,
it's a big position.
It's a big one, and they've been historically one of the worst.
Horrible at it.
Where they have, I'm saying they have a roster that can. I'm not saying Super Bowl roster.
They have a roster that can make the playoffs.
Honestly,
I think they had a playoff roster like this year.
But they didn't. But they did. But that one thing that they didn't have was the quarterback. Which
right, so they go and get a quarterback. They could be.
They're not. When have the Jets been? When have the Jets been competent to get a quarterback?
Never.
Chad Pennington was
Chad Pennington was really good.
Above average.
Sanchez had a couple years.
He was pretty terrible. But I mean, Ken O'Brien, if you want to go way back.
Ken O'Brien, that's what we're talking
Namath.
about.
I mean, well,
no, guys, we're talking about
Testaverde.
Big F.
Testaverde was really good at.
They're going to get Ken O'Brien back.
Yeah, no, that was. You can't start bringing up.
You can't bring Ken O'Brien up.
They never had one. I'm telling you, they have had one. I'm not saying the Jets have been good with quarterbacks. I'm not saying that.
That's what I'm saying. You're saying
they go and get a quarterback, they could be in the Super Bowl. That's a fair thing to say.
Bring back Tommy Hutton.
Just for
they can retire the foot again.
I'm not sure if Marty is aware of Ken O'Brien. Just for your reference, he was drafted in 1983.
I said they're not going to go any quarterbacks. You bring some Ken O'Brien.
They never had one. I'm telling you, they had some decent one.
He was in the same draft as Elway and Marino. He was in that quarterback draft.
I love Clem.
That was when my dad graduated high school. That was 11 years before me and Marty were born.
Oh, wait a second, man. Clemmer. They're not going to stick with Mike White?
Your dad graduated high school and had you in.
No, he graduated high school in 83.
Yeah.
And had me in 94.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He was like 28, 29.
Don't worry, Jets fans. Ken O'Brien was.
This right. No, but that stupid.
We found a good one.
That stupid statement of 15, just throwing out random numbers.
It's not.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, when's the last time that they made the Super Bowl?
69.
So 15 more years isn't crazy.
But you just you're just guessing out. Why not say 25 or 50?
Stats. That's
a stat, Marty.
That's stats. That's stat.
You know what the word statistic means? It's not a stat.
They made it from 70, so Big F, do the math.
Hey, Clemmer, I got a stat.
53 years?
54.
I got a good stat. Hey, Gordon Mathers from the chat. It's been 13 years since the Yankees made a World Series.
That's right.
Might be another 13 years.
Oh, yeah. Why not 15 or why not 35, right? We can just throw out crazy numbers like Marty does.
That's not crazy when you haven't made the Super Bowl in 54 years.
But also, we're still.
More years is crazy.
We also didn't just compare 13 years to 54 years.
Yeah, we just did.
This is my.
And also.
13 turns into 54 more quicker than.
When's the last time they got to the championship? Mark Sanchez?
Yeah. Well, no,
Sanchez made it twice.
So they've been to the AFC Championship 5 times in my life. That's not bad, but they never win. They had the lead.
They've only been to one Super Bowl, the one that they won.
They had the lead against the Broncos at halftime.
54 years.
98.
But so it's stats-wise, 54-15 wouldn't be crazy.
It's not a stat, Marty. You're just guessing a year. It's not a stat.
He keeps referring to a stat as his statement that will not make the playoffs.
I say something crazy, therefore it's a stat. The Marty Bush story.
No, well, I mean, Ken O'Brien's coming back to save the team.
Clem, I am half on your side. They have a good roster.
100% on my side. He's saying crazy nonsense shit.
No, Marty's doing
Marty's
doing what we in the stats community call a time series analysis. So
I'm not doing. All right, let me.
So I actually want to give him a little bit more credit here
because
we don't look at information is not static; it's dynamic.
I'm not saying anything. If I'm being serious, you guys have a roster that is good right now, but you are at a position to make that roster go god awful. You're not going to get Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, you're talking about every team in the NFL besides 6.
That's not true at all. What do you mean?
How many
quarterback of all time?
How many quarterbacks can win a Super Bowl this year?
I'm going to come back. Marty's looking for. He's not looking for MVP. He's looking for someone competent.
Yeah, Wilson's not there's a bunch of quarterbacks.
White's competent.
No, he's not.
He's not. I can't even defend that. Jimmy Garoppolo.
No,
what about Jimmy Garoppolo?
Garoppolo is competent.
The thing is,
in my opinion, I would consider him.
Garoppolo is competent. Yes, sure, but Wilson is not. I'm not saying. I mean, fucking Daniel Jones is a competent quarterback.
Here we go.
He's competent. I'm not saying he's great. Is he not competent?
I think he's earned competent.
He's getting there. I guess.
Like Zach Wilson,
if you can quarterback a team to the second round of the playoffs, I think you're competent.
Zach Wilson's by far the most. If you want your stats, the worst.
He's
quarterback.
the definition of competent.
He's the worst quarterback in the NFL. Wilson.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
historically,
saying.
he's like the worst quarterback that's ever played.
the game.
Reached 20 games.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like Ryan
Leaf.
Jamarcus Russell, Ryan Leaf.
And they're going to still try and use them until they get one of these guys.
I think some of the stuff Salah said, I think Salah's like.
I think they're done with it.
Salah literally had a quote where he literally referenced numerous guys who have bounced back, and not one of them was with the team they were with at that time. Like, he was like, look at Tannehill, look at he brought Tannehill, he brought up a few guys like that, like
Alex Smith.
Oh, like Mariota. He was still starting then. He was like Mariota, Alex Smith, and literally every single one of them was with teams like not the original team. Basically saying he's going to do great. I wish him the best for somebody else.
You're right.
Well, they need to get.
They need a quarterback. I'm not.
No, I think I don't know what they're going to. If Rodgers obviously would be like the gold medal play, if you will, but
how about Carr? He's out there. He's probably going to the Saints. It sounds like, but
I don't know if Carr.
They need to go get somebody like that.
And it's going to happen by Wednesday.
I think he's going to go to the Saints. It seems that's the case.
I don't think Carr's your answer.
I don't think Rodgers is like totally off the table, but it's obviously it's lofty as shit. I mean, it's obviously not.
I can see him. He's going to Vegas.
You think? I think that's more likely. I'd probably agree.
That's the show.
You never talked about aliens.
They would never trade San Fran.
You got me upset.
As much as I know.
You got me upset with your fucking stats.
That's the show. The Brandon Walker and the Boys Club is up next in Arizona. And just make sure everyone watches out. Ken O'Brien's going to make a good comeback this year.
Never said that.
That's the show, boys.
That's a lie.
And
Go Birds.
If there's a stream Sunday from the guys in Arizona, go watch them. And if you're in Philly, me and Smitty will be at Sampson Street.
I'll be there too.
And Booze. So
Booze.
come on.
And Kate.
All right. Let's
already be rooting for the Chiefs.
And I am not rooting for the Chiefs. All right. See you guys.
Chiefs.
Go Birds.